Event pages on LinkedIn can be a really great way to help to spread the word and market your event, even if it's an in-person event. This is Brenda Meller, and in today's video, I'm going to walk you through some pro tips from a marketer who does a lot of events on how to best use the LinkedIn event feature to help to ensure that you're getting the best use out of this feature and getting the most registrations for your upcoming event. So let's get started. Starting at your LinkedIn homepage, I'm going to start by showing you an event that's already been scheduled and how some of the features work for that particular event. So I'm looking for events I've already RSVP'd through. So what I'm doing is in the left column on LinkedIn, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and you're going to see in the final block, there's an icon that looks like a calendar that says events. When you click on that, that's going to take you to a landing page, linkedin.com/events, where it's going to showcase for you any events that you've RSVP'd to attend. Now I'm going to click on this one, Career Coaches Roundtable Discussion. This is an event that was created by my friend Kenneth Lang. And you can see here it says event by Kenneth Lang. He invited me to it recently. And I've already RSVP'd for the event. So right now you can see if I hover over the names, it says Kim and 22 other attendees. And when I click on that, I can see who the people are that are also planning to attend the event. If I'm looking next to their name, I'm noticing that it says if I'm connected to them or not. So Mary Ruth and Debbie are second level connections. If I scroll down, I'll see people like John Werner, Joey Himmelfarb, who are first level connections. So those are people that are connected to me. So as an attendee, I can see the full list of others who are attending the event only if I've indicated that I plan to attend the event. I'm going to click on the back arrow again. And I want you to be aware that people can visit your event page and they can indicate they plan to attend, and then they can click on add to calendar and use this feature to add it to either their Google, their Outlook, or their Yahoo calendar. So just something to be aware of. Some people may do that. Others may not. They might get the email notification from LinkedIn that indicates that they can add it to their calendar, and they might remember to do so. But there's a good likelihood they may indicate they're planning to attend your event. They never add it to their calendar and they don't attend. Or maybe they just accepted that event as a courtesy to you because they want to show their support, but really having no plan to attend the event. So just be aware of that. We're going to talk about that later. So inside the event here, again, I can see the attendees as a fellow attendee. Now I'm going to leave this event, which is kind of like un-RSVPing myself. And you can see here it says you're no longer going to be able to see conversations in this event. And if I click over here now, I can see icons for faces, but this is no longer clickable. So as a viewer of this event now, I'm not an attendee anymore. As a viewer, I can't see the names of who else is attending the event. I can see that 15 people have indicated they plan to attend. And if I click on comments, I'm going to see the original post from Kenneth. At the time that he created the event, a post was published out and he announced it. And I can see people who've commented on his post, but that's all I can see. If I go back to details, you'll see here there's a detailed description block in here. And you can put, I believe, up to 5,000 characters inside here. I usually like to cover the 5 W's. Who should attend? What is the event? Where is it being held, whether it's virtual or in person? Who, what, where? When is the event, date and time, and then why you should attend, attend and learn, maybe a bulleted list of items that are inside here. A couple other things in the navigation here, you're going to notice there's this event header graphic. And when you create an event on LinkedIn, you'll notice that it walks you through the step-by-step process. I'm going to go to my homepage right now and start to create an event so you can see what this looks like. So when we click on start a post, we're going to get this block that says share your thoughts. And then if you click on the plus icon, you're going to get all the other icons on the bottom here. And when you click on create an event, you're going to see it says upload cover image. Now, I usually recommend a 1600 by 900 dimension just to take the 16 by 9 ratio inside there. And you can indicate if it's online or in person. You can indicate if it is online, if it's a LinkedIn Live or an external event link. If it's in person, that box will disappear. I usually say in the event name, if it's free, put the word free in there. And if it's a conference, put the word conference in brackets, because that's the first word that will appear when they look at it on their calendar. So just be aware of that. And there's a previewable area of 75 characters for the event name. But I always like to think about what appears on their calendar so that they're aware what the event is. Now, if I indicated that I planned to attend a Kenneth's event and put it on my calendar, and I can't remember what it is, it would be helpful, might be helpful to say free event with Kenneth Lang, for example, and then the career coaches roundtable discussion. So as you're going through the steps of creating this event in here, I'll just go back to the event page again here. So when you're going through the steps, I recommend filling out everything. You see in the description block, you get 5,000 characters. Use them all. Put the 5 W's in there. Use bulleted lists if you like. Copy and paste from your web page. Put as much as you can in here because a lot of people aren't going to leave this to go to your event page. So they're just going to read the details in here. In the speaker block, you as the host will be automatically. You create the event, you're going to be listed as a speaker. If there are other keynote speakers, panelists, breakout sessions, add all of their names in there. Now you do need to be connected to those individuals to add them into the speaker block, but that will then send them a message and they can indicate that they accept the invitation as speaker, and they can help to spread the word about your event as well. So seeing that event block might help you out a little bit. What I'm going to do now is go back to this event from my friends Annette Richmond and Jillian Whitney inside here. But you can see inside here, this is an event hosted by Jillian Whitney. She's got a really great visual inside here. She's featuring Annette, so she did a really great visual of Annette's photo inside here. I love this graphic because it's clear to understand. This is a live masterclass. Register for the live. All the information is on here. And live streams on LinkedIn are free by nature. So it's understood by the LinkedIn community in terms of what that looks like. You can see the add to calendars already inside here because I have indicated I plan to attend. And because of that, I can click on the list of attendees and see who those individuals are. Now, let's say you're doing an event where it's a ticketed event. Maybe it's a conference, for example. As the person who is responsible for the event, what I would do is open up my website in a separate window with a list of people who've paid and registered. And then I would compare it into this LinkedIn event feature. Because we might have someone like Marsha who has indicated that she plans to attend the conference through the LinkedIn event page, but she actually hasn't registered yet. Now, in that case, what I recommend is that you message each person and remind them that they'll need to complete their registration by going to the conference registration page. Now, in this case, Marsha's not connected to me yet. So what I would want to do is click on connect. If you're using premium, I highly recommend adding a note and say, hi, Marsha, we haven't met yet, but I see that you plan on attending my upcoming event, naming it out, date of the event. Let's connect on LinkedIn, your first and last name. Okay. After she accepts, then I would message her again. Thanks for connecting. Although I've seen you indicate that you plan to attend the event on the LinkedIn event page, and I would put the link for that for the LinkedIn event page, it looks like your registration hasn't come through yet on our conference website. Here is the link to register on our conference website. And I might even say your $9.97 registration includes 4 days access to the conference, etc., whatever it includes. And if you need to book travel, here's the hotel information below as well. So I'd like to give them everything on a silver platter, make it super easy for them to understand. And if it is a paid event, don't shy away from that. I've done this myself. I've moved away from free for free. I'm now charging for masterclasses, webinars, different events, things like that. And I indicate your $67 masterclass investment includes access to the live event, a downloadable checklist, playback for 30 days. So merchandise the value that they get with that investment that's associated with it. They may message you back and say, oh, I actually can't attend the conference, but thanks for messaging me. Now you've got a new prospect to follow up with. They may say, oh, I didn't know I had to register on the website. I've got to talk to my corporate, my boss in corporate and make sure I have budget approval for that. And then I'll register. And then you can reply and say, thanks. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy to help you. Okay. So this is just a bit of a walk around on using LinkedIn events and how we can use messaging to help to supplement and help to encourage people to move across that finish line and register for our events. And you can use the LinkedIn event features on your profile as these individuals have done here. You can also create events on your company page. And that's a really great way of merchandising those events as well. So that's it, an overview of how to better use your events to market your upcoming events on LinkedIn. This has been Brenda Meller, helping you to get a bigger slice of the LinkedIn pie. If you do need additional assistance, I'll drop a link below where you can book some time to work with me one-on-one. Thanks for watching, and be sure to hit subscribe so you get the latest notifications on my YouTube channel in the future. Have a good day.